We live.
Girl, live is the exact word that I'm gonna use for the situation in this scenario.
Woo. Woo. Hey, best friend.
Hey, best friend, I ain't seen you in like 3 seconds, like three.
I mean, seriously, with all this cyber traffic, stupid. So, welcome everyone. We are Poetic Divas LLC. Put some respect on it.
Cause we do.
And I know y'all missed us. It's been a month.
Again, it's like that time of the month. Only you enjoy this. I'm just
Yes. Yes.
because I don't know nothing about that. I'm new to them
Oh,
crowd.
you know what? So shall we start or shall we get our glasses filled first?
We gotta get our throat and libations right, like for real, for
Okay,
real.
all right. Look,
Let me
it's just
see.
empty. And it's cute.
Mine's empty. Every time I do that, I spill it on shit. It's empty.
It's okay. It's okay.
They should know because every time it'd be like, blah, I'd be like, it's empty. I cleaned it.
And I'm just gonna feel
Shit.
they don't need to see what I'm putting in my cup.
Oh shit. Can I?
Because I'm not being sponsored by anyone. Okay.
Can I do a little toast? Because we back in action.
Yes.
Back to the Poetic Divas. We had a physical excursion, but y'all couldn't. It's like when you go to Vegas, you can't really tell what happens in Vegas. So that's what had happened. And shout out to all the poets at SoFri going in tonight.
Hey, so far. I'll be glad when we can have it in person.
Next year. And it's in a state. So it's a state. Yeah, state. Yeah, I don't think I've been to that state. Let me think. No, never been. Yeah, okay. So Foco.
Even better because I love to travel. We love an excursion.
Oh shit, we'll get one in about 2.5 seconds. Let us have 5 seconds of wherewithal and a babysitter. Hallelujah.
So this excursion was about February 1st, which is my real birthday. And I had to rewind because I couldn't go anywhere on my birthday this year because I was on grandbaby watch.
Mm-hmm.
So the grandbaby is here and beautiful and healthy. And so I was able to do a rewind and have a little birthday trip with my best friend. And we went to a location that if you're close enough to us, you know where we went. And if you didn't, I'm sorry, next time. And we had a photo shoot and we went live. If you were paying attention, we went live from Poetic Divas while we were gone. So, that was fun. Oh. So your phone is having an excursion right now, and it's okay.
It's my tablet.
Paying attention.
Hold on.
We went live from Poetic Divas while we were gone. So,
it won't let me do nothing. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Look, my laptop died. I got a tablet. I don't know how to use the shit. Don't judge me. I'm trying to, I was pulling up the polls.
It's okay, best friend. No one's going to come for you unless you ask them to come for you.
Okay.
No.
My mouth ain't my mouth, but it's my mouth. So it's like us. You shouldn't, if you know, you know. If you don't, you're welcome. 21 and up.
Grown and sexy. Nevertheless, it's been a fun month. And whether we're here with you live or not, we always do what? Poll Wednesdays. So we have 4 polls to unpack tonight. Oh, it's my best friend is working very diligently on.
You know what? The only reason it looks like I'm doing my due diligence is because my glasses is across the room, I think. So I'm focusing on the fact that I can't really focus. Like,
Okay. Well, no worries. So best friend, you let me know when you want to start diving into these polls. I'm ready whenever you are.
oh, you know what? You better submarine that. Come on.
Oh, okay. So May 19th,
It was a good
our
day.
poll was, are you fearful of the future? This was pretty broad, just trying to get into the psyches a little bit. We have a 36% yes and a 64% no. And we had 78 views, so that's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Do we want to run through the poll list, or do we want to talk through the poll as we go?
Okay, so we're gonna talk through the poll as we go.
All
But
right.
before we go, I'm
Oh,
gonna discreetly slide off screen so I can get my glasses so I can read these notes and stuff that I jotted down. Right. And I do have pants on this week. I'm sorry for anybody that hoped anything different, but still you ain't gonna see it. So I'm gonna slide off. I'm gonna let my best friend dive into that first poll question. I'm gonna get my glasses if I can see them.
okay. Oh, so it's complicated when you can't see your glasses because you don't have your glasses to see.
Right.
So we're going to pray your strength on your short journey. We're going to pray your strength.
Hallelujah. I should have bought a Honda. I'll be back. Oh no, I
Okay.
almost pressed the wrong button because I can't see. Lord,
See,
let me look closer.
okay. Okay. So, um, so in being fearful of the future, right now, of course, it's a very unsteady climate with COVID, with the uncertainty, with the uprising of all of the police brutality, all of the resurging of attacks on people of color. So, a lot of these things that are going on in society right now can generate fear. So, we just wanted to throw a poll out there to see, where were people at in their minds, in their state of being, in their sanity. We just wanted to kind of gauge the audience. So, with all that's going on, I don't think that these poll results I don't think that they're representative of a completely fearful group of people, but I would say that people have concerns and everyone has different things that they are encountering and that would cause them to have the fear and the anxiety. So, thank you all for answering the poll. Personally, I won't say that I am fearful. I would say that I am prayerful.
You better rewind that. Best friend, we what?
I'm not fearful. I'm prayerful because what people don't realize is we never know the future. But what we do know is that if you have some type of spiritual basis, some way to bring yourself back to a calm place mentally, if you're grounded in positive energy and positive thought processes, you can work through all of the things that we're afraid of or things that are uncertain that we're encountering in life. So that's just my feel and take on that. Okay, best friend.
Okay, so you know me, I like to play devil's advocate. I just don't play with the devil. Just okay. So I had a couple of concepts, abstract thoughts, and first and foremost, I feel like people look at the poll sometimes and they just look at it as surface value and they don't go deeper. And sometimes it is surface, sometimes it's deeper, sometimes it's both. I mean, it could be a
Mhm.
paradox. No.
Right.
So, that's I answered the poll in my mind and not in real life, or maybe I did. I don't know. I am not fearful. And I say that exactly because you're prayerful. Yes, you know how we roll. Christian life. Woo! Kingdom life is the only life. Okay, stop. Bring that. My pastor was tripping on Sunday, but I love it. Okay. So, okay, center the moment. I am not fearful about going about this earthly existence, especially when the pandemic started, and I work in the middle of the hot spot.
Yeah.
Right? Shout out to Foxy Brown. Okay, focus.
See, I think a squirrel just ran across you, just a whole
Look,
squirrel.
I've been listening to old school hip hop today. Don't judge me. But if you're gonna judge me, at least know how to judge me, because you don't these mumble rappers. Okay. Anyhow, when the pandemic started, everybody was freaking out. They were running around the lab. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, Miss Dahlia. They know my government at work. Oh, Miss Dahlia, what we gonna do? It's gonna do. And I'm like, oh, girl, you doing a lot. Like, I know God and the Lord, so I'm good. I'm kosher. It's part of the plan or whatever. I don't know the plan, but I'm just saying I trust in it. So why are you doing all that? Do you not wash your hands right now? Do you be all up in people's face all the time? Do you kiss and smash on the first date? No judgment, but if you do, go ahead, make sure you protect yourself. Um, so yeah, it was a lot of questions. It was a lot, and I was just like calm and like, we can only do what we can do. People are who they are, and the situation is what it is. So if you're panicking, you're not going to change it. You're not going to stop anything, and you're not contributing to helping to stop anything. Panic is just that. It's panic, and it's not useful. So that's all I got.
And another thing. No, I'm done. Yes, I completely agree with your whole explanation and your whole view on that.
Hmm. But then I
So,
had questions too.
so
That
let's
led
see.
me to questions.
All right.
So my question is, since we're being forced to sit with our own fears,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it now that you're discovering your fears are based in your own trauma, or are you discovering new fears? Or have you even healed from the old fears that you had previous to your knowledge? Or is that all just being brought to the forefront of your reality because you have to sit with yourself? Unless you work in a hospital. You
You
see what he's
know,
doing.
since you bring that up, in my opinion, very humble opinion, I feel that the silence that you were forced to be engulfed in, especially for people that live alone or that are single, and for the most part, going out was their only true way of interacting with others. They were forced to sit back and think like, wow, do I really like myself?
Mm-hmm. Or
Do
do they know enough
I
about themselves to like them or have other people
right,
like them?
right. Or am I able to coexist? Like it just brought out a lot of questions for people. And then in addition to that, people that were married had to actually be in the house with their mate. They didn't have to deal with the work, the school, the obligations, the extracurricular activities that entertain them, that probably was the little bit of glue and string holding that relationship together, because they actually had to spend time with each other. They may have realized, I don't even like this dude. I don't even like this chick. Oh, we married because we can have this nice house together, or we can have all these material things, but we don't have anything.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I don't even like you. We have nothing in common. I know that the unfortunate circumstance of COVID, it really brought a lot of things to the light that needed to be addressed
Mm-hmm.
by force, clearly.
Right.
So yeah, that's all I can say about that. I'm
Look,
done.
Girl, you said nothing but the gospel truth. You preach like it's Easter Sunday and resurrection is in our future. I was just like, go ahead, girl. I'm sorry.
So yeah. So is there anything else you would like to say about the fear, or shall we move on to poll topic 2?
You know what? I had a couple of other notes, but they kind of like roll into the other stuff too. So we're gonna go.
Oh, are we gonna work? Oh, before we do that, we have a comment. Hey, Courtney. She says, "Hey, ladies, loving the hair." I don't know if you're talking about me or Miss Dahlia,
You
but
came through with the first.
here, I mean, and I gotta keep these edges tight, so I will be in the barber chair often because I'm loving this.
Look, don't be buying those darn fake edges from the dollar store because you ain't growing your own. You need to work on yourself, your self-love, your self-positivity, and your edges.
And keep your edges tight. Like just keep them tight. She said both. Thank you. So yes. So poll topic 2.
Okay, go.
See my phone a lot. Okay. When traveling while in a relationship, is it okay to share accommodations with the opposite sex?
I know
So
folks had a fit about that one. They went in, best friend. They went in.
so I know you got some delicious notes to
Yeah.
add to
So,
this. Okay. Okay. So for the numbers, okay, 25% say yes, that's okay. 75% said no, and probably hell to the no.
it was some 4-letter words in there. Mm-hmm.
So, woo. So this one right here,
It was a yes and no, but it wasn't a yes and no.
right, because for me,
In your
I
house and
can
in
say
your
yes.
room.
Look, I could say yes and no, because what it really boils down to is who we talking about. What's your track record? What's your history like? What is your motives? How you roll in the community? What's on your resume?
Hold on.
I have to ask questions. Don't rise, best friend. Don't.
Ooh, sorry.
And if I know that you capable of foolery,
Ooh.
absolutely not.
I'll paint my nose red and buy me a bushy damn fake wig.
What I look like?
I'm
Anyway,
petty. Hold on, I'm petty. I'm petty. So if you for the community, but the community don't claim you except on their taxes, does that count? Just
hmm, I have questions before I can
oh,
answer that question. That's on
oh,
period.
Jesus. Oh, Mary. Go ahead, Mary. Mm. Oh, Lord. Let me write this down. Oh.
Oh, wait. How you gonna be writing a poem in the middle of the sea? That's what a poet will do for you.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I just need to know what your thoughts are, best friend, because maybe I'm overreacting.
That's my job. Apparently. Okay. I be trying to wrangle in my mouth and my inner dialogue because it
Oh,
does shit, but sometimes you don't want to hear this shit.
oh.
Okay, so first and foremost, it depends on your relationship and your trust level within your partner. So there's that part. And if you're in a relationship, and I hate to say it, but a lot of people are in relationships with insecure partners who haven't healed from their own trauma from their past relationships. Therefore, they're not only going to project those traumas into your own relationship, but also imagine shit on top of that. So then you have to make a decision within yourself and in your relationship if you still want to go ahead and pursue said relationship. A. And B is say, oh, that's cool. Then what is the actual, not the perceived imaginary scenario in your head of them sharing accommodations? Are they sharing the same bedroom? Do they have a company house and they're all staying in there for a resort or retreat to build company strength? I mean, is it a co-ed thing? All the guys on one floor and the girls on another floor, or in the same house intermingling?
Are they on
I
top of each other?
Right.
Okay.
Are they out in the woods, in the camp, in the tent? Like, I mean, there's so many different scenarios that you have to first establish what is the truth and not your paranoia, i.e., your trauma revisiting you. Then you can make the educated decision of, is this okay? Is this not okay? And then there's also a point of you and your partner's sexuality and sexual preference. Like, do you break people in? Do you is somebody bisexual? Is someone, fluid? Is someone queer? Like, I mean, all these things have to come into the thing. But the bottom line is, do you trust the person you're with to tell you the truth?
And do you trust yourself?
Do you even know yourself in order to say that you can trust yourself within the
All
relationship?
that. And like I said, you have to have all these questions asked and answered before you can answer that one. That's
Right.
just, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I find that a lot of people project their past traumas and disappointment onto the current relationship, and
Mm-hmm.
they do it unknowingly, or
Yeah.
they do it willingly because they don't want to deal with their own stuff. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it all comes down to knowing who you are dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know who you are dealing with and what you're willing to put up with or accept, then that
Mm-hmm.
even make or break the relationship.
Right. I completely agree. Now, I can say that I know of some scenarios that the traveling with the opposite sex was not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I know of some scenarios that it was a setup. I'll leave it at that.
So they were promoting failure. They were pursuing failure.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I have to look at it from the side of, because me and you are artists, we travel and we do a lot of stuff like, and a lot of the stuff we do is erotic in nature, even though that's not, the sum of us. It's just a portion.
Right. Because we're multifaceted.
Right. Which means we're able to do more than one thing in any given time.
Yes.
In case you don't know, because
In
apparently
case.
sometimes we use words that people don't understand.
Ooh, shall we have a dictionary running alongside the screen? I'm
It better be
sorry.
an audio dictionary because people can't even read cursive nowadays, apparently, because they don't teach it in school no more.
Clearly.
Manners.
But nevertheless,
Yep. Don't
we
mind me. I'm talking.
digress.
I've had a week of privilege and it hasn't been brown, so I'm just
Mm.
my bad.
Mm. All I can say is we women, we people of melanated hue go through a lot.
Born with melanated hue, not purchased.
Or tanned in. We go through a lot to maintain our mental in a world, in a society that it's not for us.
They don't value our mental state. It's
Yeah.
like that. It's like that continuously perpetuated truth that the darker the hue, the less we feel pain in any aspect of
Mm-hmm.
our existence.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you know what? I think that's a great segue into our third poll topic. So this one I found very interesting. we go through and discuss all our poll topics, and we laugh and giggle. Just think about what y'all might say, how y'all might feel. But this particular one, I was like, ugh, this is gonna be it right here. This is gonna be the controversial one.
Okay.
So the poll was, do you agree with Monique on the bonnet debate? Okay. And this one, we had a 50-50 split. So, for those of you who are not familiar with what this...
I literally listened to this stuff 2 hours ago. Continue.
So, okay. Basically, and y'all know Monique. She just say what she want, like for real. And I have no problem with that. But I have noticed in the last few years, she has started to be a little bit more diplomatic with her delivery of her thoughts. And I appreciate that as well. So she basically, and I'm paraphrasing, don't quote me, I'm doing high level paraphrasing here.
That means condensing what you read into a palatable scenario for y'all to digest the information in a more palatable or positive way.
Ignorant people ain't watching our show, so I'm just gonna keep going. They know what we talking about.
Okay. I don't know. This week has proven my distrust in the education system for most people born after 1998. Yeah. I'm petty. Hi, I'm Msdaliatwentytwo.
Okay. So Monique was basically saying that, for example, she was in the airport and our sisters, women of color, were walking in the airport, for example, and maybe even grocery stores, places like that in the public. They were walking with the bonnets on, pajamas, flip-flops, not flip-flops, bedroom shoes, I should say, not the flip-flops. And she said, ladies, we should have more pride in ourselves, in that when you come out in public, you should represent yourself a certain way and all things of this nature. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all can get mad at me like y'all got mad at her, but I agree with a lot of what she said. Don't carry your ass nowhere in your damn pajamas, wearing no fur-ass bedroom shoes. And, okay, when I go to the airport, I like to wrap my hair, but I wrap it in a cute wrap, not no damn bonnet, because even if I'm going to sleep on that flight, we ain't going to bed. Okay? And yes, we be trying to protect our dues. I get it. But then at the same time, we expect to be respected in a certain way. Okay? And it's about how you present yourself. You can't present yourself raggedy and half thrown together and not expect to be looked down upon. I'm sorry. There's a way to present yourself. Now, sometimes we might have to run out to the stove. I get it. But you don't know who you're going to see when you run out to that stove. Might be why we're not seeing our husbands out here. I'm just saying. She was preaching. Don't go out the house looking crazy. Best friend, you might not agree. But I'm done.
No tea, no shade. But I've been okay. So this is my view. I agree with certain things that she said, and my question is, it's not even a question, more as an rhetorical statement that I'm going to lay upon the church and the altar of Poetic Divas LLC audience. I am a little bit seasoned, a little bit vintage, a little bit cast iron delicious. So I grew up in the era of, don't you go out that house looking any kind of way. My mama said, we're going to so and so, you're going to put on your best, you're going to look good. Yes, ma'am, no, sir, type of thing. So I understand that. At the same point, I'm grown and I'm old. So sometimes I do wear pajamas, especially if I was dropping a kid off at school. I ain't getting out the car. I mean, I may take my bonnet off. I may leave it on because, hey, how you doing? Yeah, she's in the back. Praise the Lord. Talk to you later type thing. I never wear my pajamas to Walmart or something. I rarely wear my bonnet out. I will take my wig off in my car because I'm going home because it's been on my head all day. I mean,
exactly. It's right.
I understand that portion. And then at the same time, a lot of celebrities came out in even support of, what Monique said, or in the opposite. And, I agree, Ricky Smiley, he went with, Monique, but then also Tammy, Bonnet Chronicles, she does her Bonnet Chronicles in her house and she talks online, which is cool.
It's a different scenario.
No, it's up to people. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say you don't have pride in yourself and your appearance. You're not educated because you're out here wearing a bonnet at the airport or whatever. I'm not going to think any less of you because you do that. I'm not going to say that your upbringing was off or wrong because you do this in public, because we all have, choices. And a lot of people wear house coats and pajamas and stuff like that out in public because that's part of their personality. Cool. I think I took a big questionable type of, hey, what you say again? When Monique tried to equate being prideful in yourself and your existence as a queen or a king on this earth with, if you pride yourself as being this and being held to the standards of a king or queen, but you still go out here and do this bonnets or slagging pants or do-rags or whatever. If you do that, then you're not, that it like null and void you being a king or queen. I don't agree with that.
I wouldn't say that it null and voids you, but it contradicts what you're trying to represent. It can.
But then you're starting to play the role of what you want to be represented in society for people who may not even understand what you are in society. Like, why do I have to physically always show that I'm better and I'm a queen or a king in the society? And the only way that you will know that is you judge me by the appearance that you perceive to be the standard for being a king or queen.
Well, that's just like where we are is a visual, is superficial. That's the first thing that is absorbed to even start to, are you okay?
I think I'm in kitten wars again. I'm sorry. I got grand kittens. Like, okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay, because you went all squirreled, I'm just glad you're okay.
I felt like I heard somebody crying for help, and I felt like fur was frying. I heard a hiss. It was, my daughter's a single mother of three kids. She has a dog and 2 kittens, and they're all women. So it's like a lot of estrogen, and it's a lot going on. The dog don't live here, but the kittens do. Sorry.
So I'm not going to say that it disqualifies you, but I do feel that it can skew the audience, skew the representation, because a lot of people only know what they see and observe, and then you have people that are intellectually in tune and inept enough to feel energy, and look past physical and be metaphysical. But everybody does not have that gift or that ability. So for the people that are more carnal, they're only going to see this fleshly representation. And I think that is where we have to be multifaceted in the way that we're able to represent ourselves. And honestly, what we look like on the outside is a part of that package. So, you know, it's very controversial, like I said, because
Right. And I agree that people judge us off appearance first and foremost. And that's exactly the issue with, this the police killing of us, because they automatically assume us as a threat, regardless of if we're intelligent, if we have a job or whatever. And they've shown that, time and time again in all these videos and whatnot. But where do we draw the line of always having to placate or perform enough for them to accept the fact that we are not what their imagined fear, aka stereotype in their minds of us? Like, when do we say enough is enough? Like, if we accept you for who you are, regardless, why do we have to do so much above and beyond? And then I also got to thinking, like, with the parents and the ages that they grew up in and the values, like in the 70s, 80s, 90s, all these generations, have their own standard of pride and what they perceive as prideful or good behavior. Like, when do we stop judging that? Oh, if a cat die in here, my daughter gonna die. Oh, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Sorry. They fell out like a fish out of water. It was a lot. Okay. So when do we progress in our thinking enough to not judge each generation before us or after us? Like, and I feel like that separates us because we're judging ourselves, while other societies or other races are already just looking at us like they ain't nothing or whatever. Like, when are we going to unite and, try to change that narrative as opposed to separating us further in our own community?
you asking a question that probably can never be answered.
And then I also think, like, okay, so you're supposed to be dressed when you go out, don't show your struggle in your appearance, like always dress better than your situations behind closed doors. Like, okay, does that really go back to, like, slavery, and like the light-skinned women were in the house, they were the house folks, and us darker hues were in the fields. So it's like, we don't care what y'all look about, y'all just gonna pick the fields. Like, are we still perpetuating that stereotype by trying to divide us? Like, oh, if you wear a bonnet, you ghetto, you ain't educated or whatever. But if you go to whatever looking like you got 50 million bucks in the bank, but you broker than the people in the bonnets, like, we're doing the division for ourselves. They ain't got to do nothing but sit back and watch.
Well, that is definitely an interpretation.
I just be thinking.
Mm-hmm. And that is exactly why this particular poll is a 50-50 split, because there's so many different ways that you can interpret the concept of to bonnet or not.
Mm-hmm.
You can be here with it, or you can be all the way here. It's interesting, to say the least.
Always.
So, our fourth poll topic, because we was gone a month.
Look, we may or may not figure out a way that when we get to go, that y'all can see something. But we ain't making no promises, because the way our life is set up.
y'all, if y'all would have been paying attention, we went live. We was posting all types of pictures from our photo shoot while it was in progress and afterwards on our page. If you pay attention, we provide what we say we was going to provide every 2 weeks.
Right. And don't judge us because it's a pandemic and we run multiple businesses, A and B, besides this one together. And we have kids. She has a granddaughter who's, oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. I have grandkittens, like it's a lot going on.
Yeah, so don't come for us, but just be glad when you see us come.
Right.
So our fourth poll is sexual satisfaction a priority for you?
I hope so.
So we have 20% of you that said no, and 80% that was like, yes.
No, they
So,
always, yes.
so for me, I thought this was an interesting concept because now, are you saying that this sexual satisfaction is being achieved with your significant other? Or are you saying that you can achieve this satisfaction by yourself? I wonder. Go ahead, best friend. I feel like you want to say something like right now. Like right now.
Look, okay, so the way that my abstract mind works, I was thinking, darn, sexual satisfaction. Like, what is satisfying? Like, if you orgasm, is that satisfying? If you don't orgasm, but you enjoy the sensation and, the things leading up to your partner orgasming, like, it's a whole thing. And then I was just like, what is it? Like, is it like cuddlingus? Is it coming? Is it closeness? Is it connection? And the fact that all these things that I thought about start with a C, is it a paradox or is it irony? Like, I mean, is it like a cosmic joke on us? Like, so I was just like, well, I don't know if the source of ways of saying that I was satisfied with not really being satisfied physically, but maybe emotionally or intimately. Like, because
Mm.
the reality is that a lot of women don't come from penetration, and we're okay with that. Even though once you get that orgasm, by yourself or with you, it's better with somebody else. It's better with two. But like, I noticed in a lot of my travels and times and talking that men are they orgasm more quickly than us,
Hmm.
with minimal effort. And a lot of women deal with the fact that their partner orgasms, but they don't. And then they struggle with like, self gratification versus like gratification with their partner because certain things are missing. But they're not going to say that they're not sexually satisfied because you do get some kind of emotions and sensations, even if you don't orgasm. So I was thinking,
Right. Right. And it's almost like sometimes with our polls, if there could be like drop downs or free text, I
mm,
really feel like we would get some very, very in-depth responses. Because everything has sub parts to it.
mm-hmm.
It's rarely that it's just black and white. It's a little bit of gray, a darker gray, a lighter gray, what have you.
Dates.
Uh, there you go. So for me, another angle that I thought about was if you are saying that your sexual satisfaction is tied to having an adequate partner or having a partner at all,
Mm-hmm.
how does that affect the way you answer this question? Is it like, okay, at this point in life, sexual satisfaction is not important to me, so I'm celibate. Or sexual satisfaction is not important to me, so I'm with a partner that does not satisfy me. So it's just so many. It's, yes. So I know that in these yes and no responses, there's very much underlying information.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we need to figure out a way to create a poll where we can get some more data points. I'm just saying.
Well, I feel like the fact that you have to make a definite yes or no is really, really good because we get a lot of DMs where people are like, yo, I can't say yes or no, but I'm going to say all this and this and that. And we take that and we, deliver it to the audience, like we disperse
Mhm.
that information. We try not to single anybody out, You know, we say like we got this, and you know, this is led to this, and this led to this conversation. So I feel like if you have too many options, you may not want to go ahead and voice your opinion because you feel like it's going to be lost among the masses.
Or it may be properly defined in your choice categories.
Or it makes you have to make a choice because a lot of people don't make a choice in life. They
So
just skirt the
there's
line just enough so they can say either yes or no and still get the end result that they want.
exactly. So I think we have completed our poll segment.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite lengthy and enjoyable.
That's what he said.
I mean, because that's what he provided.
Mm.
And so, I don't know, best friend. Do you have any closing remarks?
I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh no.
So, can you? Oh,
Oh,
shit.
oh, wait.
I
Please,
died. My
please.
bad. Look,
Oh,
hold
that
on. Come back.
question must be real heavy.
I'll come back.
That question must be whoa. Okay.
Hold on. I ain't even messing with that. I ain't. No. So, can you be satiated without an orgasm during sex?
No.
Okay, so yes, thank you for joining Poetic Divas LLC.
I mean, of course, I know you want my truths.
Yes, I do. I just had that question because I was thinking, you know, like, oh man, I wonder how many people do this on a regular. And this is that status quo. And this they just like get enough stimulation. And then when he roll over in that wet spot and go to sleep, you go ahead and you pick up your bedroom candy toy and like finish the job that he started or he thought he started. Like, I just have questions.
If I were to be truly honest, and I believe that this is due to the anatomy of the body. And there are certain women that are able to climax and orgasm easier than others
Mm-hmm.
due to the setup in the location of the clitoris and different things of that nature.
Right.
Um, so honestly, it is not difficult for me, I should say. So that probably leads to people really feeling like they're just really that good when it's probably not the case. It's just really that easy because of the way things are set up in my life.
I have to.
Rise, don't die, Rise. I'm just being honest. Like,
You know what? I envy you because it's the exact opposite for me. Like you gotta do.
it's so unfortunate, best friend.
I know, which is why in the past I put up with a lot of bullshit from a lot of motherfuckers who. Oh, I put up with a lot of stuff that I wouldn't otherwise have put up with. You
Because
know,
they were able to do the things that were rare to be done. Ooh, ooh, I feel like we need to go off the air and discuss this.
but I'm just saying, it's like that's why I am a big supporter. You know, an ally, if you will, of I may not come when you come, but you did enough for me to come enough. I felt like I didn't waste my time, my resources, or my patience and my wherewithals.
I knew them Werethals was around the corner. I knew that.
Well, they ever present because my give a fucks are gone. Like they were on back order, but then they canceled that shit. They closed down the plant. They're not making anymore. You know, I gotta wait for Jesus Christ of Nazareth and the Holy Ghost and probably God to come down and give me something.
Well, so since we have these truths that have been proclaimed, I guess we shall call it a night.
I'm sorry. I love y'all.
Make no apologies, because sometimes the people just need to hear what they need to hear, and we
Right.
have to speak to the people. It is well. Yes. Okay. So listen. Oh, just to let y'all know, outside is opening up, and so I'm opening up my ability to speak to the people. So I will be performing some poetry for Father's Day, Juneteenth weekend, next Sunday at 6 o'clock. We will post the details in our group, Poetic Divas LLC, on our personal pages. So look out for that. We have, hold on, let's see, this is June. So July, we will be on a relationship panel discussion. We will post those details via the flyer in our group. And I feel like there's something else going on, best friend. You're performing next weekend?
Yes, next Saturday I'm performing at LGBTQ because it's Pride Month. Yes, all white
Happy
party.
Pride.
That's right. You better celebrate with us. I'm performing a lot of stuff. I don't know, but I'm gonna be there in all white, and I'm gonna do some poetry.
Yes,
And
and I'm probably going to be vending some bedroom candy. I'll have some special items for Pride Month, so we're going to drop the details when we get them. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Let's see what
also,
else.
my book is dropping next month.
So Miss Dahlia will be reading something from her book on the show. So
Books, because I'm extra. I'm just
oh,
gonna drop them both. I'm gonna drop them
just
both.
stay tuned. Just
Right.
stay tuned. That's all. Just stay tuned.
And in August, I'm doing a comedy / poetry thing. Like, because
Yeah.
apparently people think I'm funny. I don't know why. Well, we drop that too.
Yes. So, as we always tell y'all, because if you don't, you're going to miss stuff, just watch our page, Poetic Divas LLC. Watch our personal pages. Hey, stay tuned. We love y'all. Good night.
Yep. Raw dog, the right here.